كفاك ترتعشان يا أبتي وصوتك قد تهدج وارتعد، بدأت خيانات الجسد. ما عاد صوتك زعقة النسر المطل على الحمائم كالغضب، ما عاد يدمي في فضاء البيت زلزالا تجف به المفاصل كالحطب، ما عاد يفتك في عزائمنا فيوقفنا قصب، ينقض في أسماعنا رعدا فتصطك الركب، ونحس سطح البيت يرتج. ما عادت امرأة معثرة الخطى يسطو عليها الصوت تشعر ظهرها ينحل، في الفقرات تنفرط الزرد. مر الزمان محى الملامح، لم يعد في وجهك الوهج، ما عادت العينان تصطليان بالنار التي نخشى نقابلها فيلفحنا اللهب. بدأ الحنان يطل من فسحات غيمهما، وفي العينين قد سكن الرمد.
Mamdouh Udwan was one of Syria's best-known writers. He distinguished himself as a poet, novelist, dramatist, critic, and translator who championed social change, literary freedom, and values of intellectual enlightenment. Adwan, throughout his brilliant literary career, managed successfully to polish up an image of himself as a multi-layered author, capable of excelling in drama, poetry, essay, and translation. Mamdouh Udwan was born in 1941 in the village of Qayroun near Masyaf in central Syria. The small village overlooks a deep, long valley through which a zigzag river runs, singing soft hymns to tall trees, wild grass, and departing birds. For Adwan, it was an inspiring, idyllic landscape from which he can derive poetic images to decorate his soul and communicate with the muses and nymphs blessing the rocky fields. He often spoke about taking long night trips under moonlight, running from one meadow into another. His parental house stands on a small hill shrouded and surrounded by a green valley, with windows always open to the coincidences of sun and winds, shade and light. The simplicity, transparency, and even primitiveness of such natural habitat created for the poet a mythical sense of beauty as the supernatural flourishes side by side with the natural in every single stone and flower. During his solitary hours, Adwan would take long walks along the dirt roads and rocky alleys, touching a plant here and plucking a flower there, in a burning desire to be united with Mother Nature. He wrote many poems dedicated to his hometown Qayroun, which eternalize such moments, capturing nature's beauty in its most naked and unprogrammed formula, traveling far and long in familiar terrains, guided only by his imagination. In his poem to Masyaf, he expresses overwhelming nostalgia to unite with nature in the shape of a tree or a running stream.
الأهل في مصياف والروح تواقة، يا ليتني صفصاف أو زهر دراقة، لأبل حلق الجاف من نبع وراقة. تتجمع الأطياف في الريح كالباقة.
My parents are in Misyaf, my soul is burning for them. I wish I were a willow tree or an apricot flower to quench my dry throat from Warraqa spring. Udwan studied English literature at Damascus University and became one of a group of talented writers and artists from rural backgrounds who enriched the cultural life of the capital and made everlasting contributions to Syrian art and literature. In his own words, he was forced by many hardships and had to dwell in a small motel in the capital, paying rent and supporting himself. He started his career as a journalist, writing essays and book reviews in local newspapers before he was appointed at the translation department affiliated with the Syrian Ministry of Information. But his new job did not thwart him from continuing to be a constant contributor to the Arab press for the rest of his life.
الشعر أكثر شيء بيخسر بالترجمة، لأنه الشعر بالأساس هو خاصية لغوية، ونحن بنقول إنه الشاعر بيشيل اللغة الكلمة من القاموس وبعدين بتصير له استخدامها استخدام شخصي. هالاستخدام الشخصي هو بيميز لغة شاعر عن شاعر. هلا ممكن تاخذي قصيدة نزار قباني بدون ما تعرف التوقيع بتعرف إنه هي لغة نزار، مع إنه يستخدم اللغة العربية هو واللغة مفردات مش عم يستخدمها الآخرين، لكن طريقة استخدامه هي بتميزه. فمنقول الشعر خاصية لغوية. لما بيجي بدي ترجم قصيدة نزار قباني بدي رجع الكلمة لمعناها القاموسي، بكون خسرته خصوصيته.
Adwan expressed a special fascination for his home library, collecting manuscripts and spending hours doing research on books and TV programs. The library represented a magical paradise for him, going through its roofs with the passion of a true adventurer in history and culture. Adwan published about 8 collections of poetry, 7 plays, several books of translation, 4 dramatic adaptations, and many TV dramas, and hundreds of articles. His collections of poetry included The Green Shadow, 1962, The Impossible Time Has Come, 1982, My Mother Chases Her Murderer, 1982, The Waving of the Tired Hands, 1982, Life Leans Upon You, 1999, among many others. He also published famous prose works like his celebrated book Animalization of Man in 2003. His first collection of poems, The Green Shadow, was the first to focus on social struggle. Adwan was viewed by many critics as a realist who rejected bombastic language and used diction accessible to ordinary readers. He went on to publish 2 novels and translated many books from English into Arabic, including novels, plays, and memoirs by such famous authors as the Chilean Antonio Scametta and the Greek Nikos Kazantzakis. In his major novel, My Enemies, Adwan writes of Syria in the last days of Ottoman rule, exposing the repression and the cruelty of the Turkish governor Jamal Pasha, who rightly acquired the nickname in Arabic of a Safah, or The Murderer. The novel is written in plain prose and treated its subject matter with clarity and innovative directness, which reminds the reader with Hemingway's journalistic style. For television, Udwan wrote an epic work entitled Azir Salim, produced in 2000, and was derived from well-known Arab folkloric tradition, tracing the heroic saga of a larger-than-life character whose image is already rooted deep in public imagination as a symbol of bravery and knighthood. In this famous series, Adwan draws wittily on his knowledge of Shakespearean drama to present the conflict between good and evil, jealousy and love, guilt and ambition.
الواحد لما حتى يكتب مليح بده يكون جريء، جريء مع نفسه أولا. أنا بقول شكسبير لما كتب هاملت وكتب روميو وجولييت وكتب شايلوك على اختلاف الشخصيات، كتب لير، أنا أعتقد ما كان ممكن يكتبهم لولا فيه بأعماقه شيء منهم. هو في شيء من جولييت أيضا، في شيء من الليدي مكبث.
Adwan's literary works combine dark humor and bitter comedy, setting irony and melancholy side by side, portraying the marginalized and forgotten in social life. He was furious in his denunciation of political corruption and despotism in the Arab world. He broke away from stereotypes and traditional techniques to embrace the tempo of constant change in society. In his fiction as well as drama, characters laugh and weep rather than threaten and fight. His language was simple and direct, and he was an enemy of learned cliches and outdated idioms. His plays present the dilemmas of contemporary citizens and their struggle for dignity and prosperity. One play called The Mask has been performed in English and explores the situation of a 30 Damascus career girl living alone. Friends found his prolific output a mystery. For he was a lover of life with a gift for friendship and conversation. He always had time for other people and encouraged young talents, especially when it came to those coming from poor and marginalized backgrounds. During his illness, he would meet his students regularly. He even had time to frequent the journalists' club at the outskirts of Damascus, where he would talk to fellow writers and poets, putting on a smile that never deserted his face, even when he would be describing the pains and agonies of his illness. Adwan struggled with his chronic disease in the last 5 years of his life, going through agonizing therapy sessions. But during all these terrible days, he showed incredible grace and courage. He died December 19th, 2004, and was buried in his hometown in Misyaf. Indeed, Adwan's most remarkable trait was the gift of intellectual courage, which he let us share. The courage of one who could go as a visionary writer and transform the distances between people into intimacy with the whole world. The courage to understand that experience in ways that made it a personal revelation for each of us. It is a courage that came from a rare intelligence married to a pity so profound. Adwan triumphed over death by language, by writing works that will remain with us for a long, long time, by sharing with the world his most intimate dreams, as well as nightmares, always an expectation for a brighter future.